Welcome back to Master Debating. I'm your host, Daniel Fox, joined by my two debaters, Chris Soule and Christian Caputo. Well, with the weather cooling down and the snow beginning to fall, there is no better time to cozy up indoors and fire up the old TV. Yet our two debaters here have very different opinions on what to watch, with Christian taking the side of movies and Chris taking the side of a TV series. So which one is better for those cold winter days? Chris, I'll start with you.
I'm going to keep it simple here, Dan. I like the storyline of shows, and I like how you can fall in love with the characters over a period of time. And let's talk about convenience. You got a busy day, you can fire up 1 or 2 episodes, and you have plenty to look forward to later in your day. So it's convenience and storylines for me. Christian?
Yeah, I could say something very similar about movies. However, I think the biggest difference between television shows and movies is that there's more concisiveness with movies. It's more direct. There's no time to waste in that 2-hour, 3-hour span, and I think that's what I like most about it. You get the most information, most entertainment in a limited amount of time, and you can move on.
You know, Christian makes some good points. I'm someone with a very short attention span, and what would you say to someone like me who says, I don't have time or the patience to sit through 8 seasons of a show before I get to the really good part?
Well, 8 seasons is a little bit of a stretch, and I know there are some longer shows like that, but like I said before, sometimes if you're watching a show, just 1 or 2 episodes will suffice. You get to that climax, and what shows do really, well, I will say one thing,
disagree.
What shows really are good at is they get you to watch more, okay? They leave you on cliffhangers. If a show, yes, are there bad shows? Of course, but are there bad movies? Of course. Good shows do a really good job at the end of a season, leaving you on a cliffhanger, making you want to watch more. And you can watch an episode at your convenience. The episode is what, 30, 40 minutes long?
You can watch a movie at your convenience.
A movie, yeah, but a movie's 2 hours long. You got to take out a block of your day to, go to the movie theater and blah, blah, blah.
No, you don't have to go to the movie theater. No, you could stream it right on your phone if you even wanted to. I know there's movies out there, short films, an hour or less. Longer films, feature films, maybe 2 to 3 hours, fine. But you can't tell me that it's inconvenient for you to watch a movie.
Well, Christian, when you're done watching a movie, that's it. Bada bing, bada boom, let's wash our hands, we eat our popcorn, but it's over.
Guess what? You think about what you just watched, you identify the themes and values throughout the whole film, and you admire
themes
it.
And values, I want
to say something to Christian right here, because, when you talk about movies, and Chris made up a good point about convenience, because you could just watch a TV show, you could watch 10 episodes, however many episodes as you want. When it comes to movies, if you're not able to make it to the theater, you have to wait 6 months for it to get to a streaming platform.
Not necessarily, because lately movies have been releasing on streaming platforms like Peacock, Amazon Prime. The day that they're released in theaters, these studios recognize how important it is to get this media, this content media out, and they are combating against television, and that's exactly why they're doing so. But the difference between this and television is that they have better special effects, they have better cinematography, and they have better sound design. It's just an all-around, more put-together piece of art.
Christian, we talked about this with the video games, right? We like the graphics, and that stuff is all fancy, go-getty, whatever. But let's say, you think you have 2 hours, but then you got to pause your movie, and then you're stuck in the middle of something. What do you got to say to that? If you're watching a Marvel movie, 2 hours.
That's the equivalent of stopping in the middle of a television series.
Well, you stop your show, and that episode's come to an end. You're at more of a mental ease. But if you're pausing in the middle of a big fight scene, you can't just replay that.
It's arguable to say that any cliffhanger does not signify an end to a television episode. It's literally just a cliffhanger, so you can continue the extended show.
That's a good point, but I want to transition into the future of both of these two entities. I want to start with you, Chris. When you talk about the future of TV and look at the past and talk about, is this still the golden age? The 2000s had The Office, Breaking Bad, The Sopranos. Do you think this is still the golden age of TV?
Without a doubt, Dan. Yes, those shows are classic, but you look at shows that have been up and coming. Suits has revitalized itself. You look at Outer Banks and All American, these shows that garnered a lot of popular attention. I just feel like there's still hype around movies, but people are excited about TV shows, new seasons coming. That's always exciting. Christian, you mentioned, being excited for that new movie to come out. New seasons of your favorite show is just as, if not more exciting, I'd argue.
Well, to go to Christian, so many theaters have been closing around the globe. Do you think that the movie industry can still sustain itself even transitioning to a new age?
Yes, I will say COVID has heavily injured, I guess, the theater kind of market. And you do see like theaters closing down at that point. But ever since then, I've seen, growing number of people going to theaters. I've seen theaters reopen. I just saw a theater rebuilt in my hometown, like in the past year, and guess what? It's packed. Like, I'm not, theaters, they might have had a hiccup in the past, but they're definitely growing.
Yeah, Chris, you said whoop-de-freaking-do. I wanted you to elaborate on that.
Well, what I'm saying is we're in an age of convenience,
Wrong.
and I do. Well, it's true. I mean,
No,
look
it
at
is,
us
it is.
on
Let 'em
your
speak, let 'em
phone
speak.
with everything. Like I get it. I understand the nostalgia behind movie theaters, but we're evolving. People are freaking lazy, Christian. Okay, and that personally, that's not me. I do love a good movie theater experience, but people need convenience. They need stuff available. They need to watch something quick. I mean, Daniel Fox even said he's got a short attention span. He can't be watching a 2-hour movie straight, and you can't pause a movie in the middle of it. It ruins it.
No,
so
it doesn't.
where you're watching episodes at a time, it just makes it overall better.
Well, because
Convenience is
of
key.
my short attention span, we're going to have to start wrapping things up. So I'm going to give each of you a chance, starting with Christian, to make your final points.
Yes, of course. I mean, when it comes to artistic vision, movies encapsulate that, and that is the true reason why I'm here defending movies today. And I will always choose movies over television shows because of that reason.
Chris?
I mean, Christian, I appreciate your appreciation of cinematography and the production value, but I'm somebody who is more obsessed with good characters and good storylines, and I love cliffhangers. I love being excited for new things to come. I love new episodes, that drama that's associated, and being able to build up a complex storyline from start to finish, throughout 8 or 10 episodes of a season. That's just better for me, personally speaking.
Well, that's all the time we have on this debate. Thank you both for joining us today. Coming up next, leaked audio recordings threaten to finally bring down the Eli Fishman regime. All the vile details coming up next.
From tying Karen Fisher for 11th place on the Ithaca women's basketball all-time scoring list.
The receiving's great. The defense is great.